So how did you pivot from like, well, I think you told me this once, but like going from I mean, was there a point where you're like, I'm going to be a drummer? And you know, the comedy thing, what came first?
Drumming. I am
That's what I thought. Didn't you get like
I
a
can't even
kit with
say
my VHS tape?
I can't even say I'm a failed musician. I one of my biggest strengths is I know what I suck at.
Oh, yeah.
And what happened was I started playing drums and I was like, I already felt like I was behind because I didn't start playing until I was 20. But what kept happening?
You started at 20.
Yeah, I started late.
Wow. That's the latest.
Yeah, because my dad played a lot of instruments, but it was kind of forced on him. So he didn't have a good experience, I don't feel. Like they kind of, which is really sad too, because he could play by ear and like really, really talented saxophone, piano, could do all of that. And so he always listened to music, but he didn't force us to do like the lessons. Like he was forced to take piano.
Oh.
And it's kind of like, I think it just kind of turned him off. So I grew up in a jock town. Everybody played sports, which was great because I love sports. Then I started working in a warehouse, and I worked with these kids from Walpole. And Walpole was more they were a lot more musicians. And like I remember the first time I saw one of the guys I worked with, he sat down and he played the Doobie Brothers. Was it Long Train Running? And it was perfect. And I was just sitting there going like I thought you had to be a rock star to be able to. Like, no, I played. And then I was just like, holy shit. So
you can play that good.
Yeah. And I started playing guitar and I just was like, this isn't for me. And then drums was sort of the happy medium between playing sports and playing.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I got like really into listening to all of these drummers and stuff. And then I just fell in love with it. But what would happen was I'd go to the music store and there'd always be like some 8, 9-year-old kid would get on a kit.
Yeah.
And I could see what having it was. And the kid was already expressing his or her own ideas and stuff. And I was just like, I didn't know, I just didn't have that. Like, so like, I'm like I'm a dad drummer, Guitar Center. Like, oh, look at maybe if I get this gear, I'll sound like that guy. Like, that's basically who I am, but I have a total love and respect for it. But,
I mean, were you at any point like practicing like 4 hours a day, 5 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, you going after it.
Well, anything I've ever done that I wanted to get good at, I always like, or just in general, if I'm doing something like I want to get good at it, I want to learn about it. I've had that thing, which I didn't realize I had that, because when you go into school, it's that thing you're getting forced, read this book.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Yeah.
So then you get this in your head, you think, I hate reading. It's like, I don't hate reading. I just don't like what you're telling me to read.
Or when to read.
Or when to read.
Or you just don't want to be told anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just don't want to be told.
Right. So that's the kind of thing that I don't know that they've ever been able to fix that. But there's a lot of like smart people that are strong-willed that get a complex that they're stupid. I still have that. Like, I still have that thing where I think I'm an idiot because I just have my report cards playing on a loop in my head.
and guess what? You're hardwired now by that. That was what they call trauma. I mean,
when your brain is forming, it's just like, and I just remember there was all these kids in like honors classes in like math team and getting like, perfect scores on the SAT.
Yeah.
And like, dude, I couldn't, it would take me 20 minutes to read a page. Like, my brain was so like...
Me too. Dude, I wondered why...
I thought it was because I was dumb. I just was...
Well, they didn't explain it to us right back then. I figured if you looked at a page, you knew it. I'd read a whole book and wouldn't know one thing I read. Because I was the same as you. I was...
Every fucking sentence would remind me of something, and I would start thinking of that, and my eyes would keep going.
I know.
And then I'd be like 3 pages. What the fuck did I just read?
Exactly.
It was torture.
Dude,
and when they would say like, okay, read the first 30 pages of this, I'd have like a panic attack. I go, I can't play, can't play hoop. I gotta read this. Like, and I'm like, oh, go back. And that was awful, dude.
Did you ever get an ADD test is it ADD? Yeah.
They didn't have that back then.
They tested me, but you know what? I think I beat it because I'm a jock, sports competitive. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna win this game. It was a game to me. What it was, they didn't tell you, but they put a screen on. A computer screen, and as soon as a white rectangle came up, you go with a button. If you have ADD, is it ADD? Is that what they call it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you have ADD, they not only see if you nail it, but if you get anxious and you become erratic when you hit it. All right. I only missed one because I blinked when it came on. I didn't do anything. And yeah, I blinked right when it came on. I went, and they don't tell you how long it's going to be. If you have ADD, you're going to get all uptight. The other thing is 250 questions, multiple choice. If you have ADD, you're going to go, hell with this. You just start filling
Exactly. I immediately
fill
just
in.
thought, like,
Fill in.
by question 40, I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
if this ruins my life.
Yeah.
I just want to end this exercise. Like,
Not me.
hey,
Yeah. See.
fuck off.
See.
Yeah, I'm out.